Okay, what we got to do? The intro? Do you want to do the intro today? Why not? All
right, Mijo, get in.
What the fuck do you want?
Huggy, come on, get in.
All right, I'm here.
All right, check it out.
Shh. This stays in this room, it doesn't leave these doors. Close that shit and let's get to the report. There's nothing that we don't ignore. Yep, refresh the page to get the contrast. Check this out on the road or in a bubble bath. Take your brain down a weird path. This stays in this room podcast.
What up?
Hello.
I just popped my shirt off for not to be a douche, but I just got back from the gym. And I'm still sweating. Got all the endorphins coming out. What up?
What up?
Mijo, today well, obviously we're missing Huggy.
He's
playing
at a
festival. Where's it at, Mijo? Do you remember?
I don't know.
He's playing a festival somewhere. You can look it up if you follow him on IG or the Twitters, TBTV.
The tweeting machine.
I want to get right into it.
Let's hold off on it for a second.
Okay. So the main thing that I'm interested in is there was this sarcophagus. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Sarcophagus found in Egypt.
Yep.
And they don't know who's in it. And they're scared to open it.
No, they did open it.
Because they think it's a bomb.
They finally opened it.
That part's not right? Okay. They opened it. Who's in it?
So this thing is about 2,000 years old, which I would think it's older than that.
2,000? That puts it, what year was it, 18?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was year 18?
But I don't know if the Egyptians were still around at that time, like ancient.
Are you sure the heater's off?
Yeah.
It is hot.
It's off.
Well, hold on. Okay,
so anyways, a lot of people on Twitter were like, don't open it. There's 3 movies made about this. There's going to be the mummy movies. They're like, you're going to fucking unleash a curse on the world.
Good point.
And a lot of people were like, yeah, you're just going to bring the end of the world upon us. And a lot of people were just like, fuck it, just open it.
You got to know.
And so they opened it in Egypt. So early this morning for us, I guess. And they found 3 bodies inside of it.
3?
3. And there was a lot of like red like juice in there.
Like blood?
No. So they said it's like ancient sewage that's just been festering in there.
It's not dried up?
Mm-mm.
How?
I don't know.
2,000 years?
But it's been like, no, because it wasn't sealed correctly. So sewage has been flowing in and out of it.
Oh, other people's like...
And like the skin.
Like their irrigation system?
Yeah, just like...
Not their own sewage?
No.
Were they wrapped up like mummies?
No.
Do you have a photo?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Just look it up on that computer. Just type in ancient sewage.
Oh. Dude.
But first things first, there's been a petition to make the liquid into a energy drink.
Stop it.
Yeah. It's a Monster-esque energy drink, and the guy who wants to make it is a Scottish game producer. He wants to turn into a carbonated Monster-esque energy drink so people can assume the skeleton's powers and then finally die.
What? That sounds ridiculous to me. That sounds like a dude wanting to make headlines.
But they're saying it's either like just some regular...
Ooh!
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of juice in there.
That's why yeah.
Dude, they're not wrapped up, though. Those are just bones.
Yeah. So they're saying it was probably just like a regular like priest and like some of his pawns or whatever.
For you guys that are on the IG right now, I'm going to show you what this looks like. Look at that nasty shit. Sorry, I know you had to turn your phone back. Here, I'll just keep it this way. But yeah, gross, right?
It's pretty disgusting. But they are saying it's either ancient like priests, ancient Egyptian army officers, because they were given like a sarcophagus, or they're ancient Roman soldiers.
Wow.
That somehow ended up like we're in Egypt and we're buried like that.
So
they're running tests right now and trying to figure out how old exactly they are and who were they and
wow.
Yeah. It's pretty...
Dude, stuff like this is really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, what if... it could just be a nobody, right?
It could be a nobody.
But I feel like they only buried their important people like that. Like, if you... They didn't bury every single person like that, did they?
No.
Yeah, so it has to be someone that's...
Yeah, and so they're saying, like, obviously, like, they're, like, scientists have debunked, like, a mummy's curses, but they're saying, like, mummy's curses, it's not necessarily a curse, but, like, there might be, like, ancient bacteria or diseases. So when you open that and people start fucking with it, you could release something that hasn't seen the light of day for a long time.
2,000 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, I find it fascinating. I was like, open that shit.
Okay, first off, there's no way in hell that the FDA is going to allow someone to make an energy drink out of this.
Well, this is, oh yeah, no government would allow it.
Yeah. I mean, because that's...
Would you drink it, Tom?
raw? No, it's raw sewage. Get out of here. Would you drink it, you psycho?
No. Somebody would. This guy would. I don't know.
Oh, dude, there's more photos.
There's been 400 signatures on that petition.
I see it right now. 405 is signed. Let's get to 500. Oh, yeah. Let's get to 500. 500 dumbasses want to drink red liquid from the dark sarcophagus. Shut up.
Yeah.
No, actually, you know what? Let them drink it.
Yeah.
And then they just like turn into the Hulk. Stupid. But no, that's cool, man.
That's cool, man. And then I was a little side tangent. I read that there was 89 bodies found in Texas at a school that they're like renovating the school. They found 89 bodies of former slaves, and they were just shallow graves.
Oh,
and they finally uncovered
fuck.
it underneath the school, and they're like, this is where they like killed tons of slaves that were revolting.
Oh, fuck.
And
oh,
like,
sorry. By the way, that reminded me. I got reminded we got to watch Potty Mouth because my niece listens to this. And
nearly 100 bodies found at Texas construction site were probably black people forced into labor after slavery ended.
but it said probably.
I mean, because this was like in the late 1800s, so like,
Yeah, good point.
yeah.
Who else would? I mean, yeah.
But
bury a bunch of white people like that back then.
the Sugarland property is owned by the Fort
Oh,
Bend.
this is in Sugarland.
Yeah, by the Fort Bend Independent School District.
And that's like, you know why they got their name, Sugarland. It's like
Sugar canes?
Sugar canes.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
that makes total sense.
How they were found. It started with a hunch.
A hunch.
There was a lady who took interest in historical cemeteries after working at a Texas state prison as a Texas state prison guard. One of the main focuses was getting people to recognize the abuses of the Sugarland convict leasing system, in which prison inmates were forced into labor. So if they were convicted of crimes, they were used as free labor, and so they were still technically slaves. So they'd get convicted of these false or fake crimes. And yeah, they found how many exactly? 95.
Dozens.
95.
Yeah, I got this pulled up now.
Some
too.
as young as 14 and some as old as 70 that they could tell from the bones. And the
Under a church or under a school?
they're building a new technical school there.
Oh,
So-
it says in unmarked Texas cemetery. So this was probably just like some like slave owner's land.
Yeah.
And yeah. Holy shit. Dark.
And then a big bull text. I'm on CNN.com. It's no surprise in Texas.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't, for those of you listening we have a lot of listeners in Texas, by the way.
Oh, Texas. Come on.
Tejas.
Tejas.
Yeah, come on, Texas. No, I mean, that's just the same with Oklahoma. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
the South Midwest areas like that. Yeah. It was not popping for...
After the Civil War ended, there was a deep depression in the economy. Businesses needed a new form of cheap labor, so they resorted to prisons. The convict leasing system was essentially slavery all over again, but legal.
Same story.
Yeah.
That's the story right now.
One of them was a 14-year-old who was 6 feet tall. God damn.
Damn, son.
Holy shit. Yeah, dude. That's a tall 14-year-old.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you never know what you're going to find. You can go on probably these Oregon woods and find a treasure.
Or Bigfoot.
Or Bigfoot, yeah.
Dude, have you ever seen those people like on the beach with
The metal detectors?
the metal detectors? Dude, I want one of those. But I wouldn't go on the beach. Well, actually, I would. That's probably a good place to find some like...
Shipwrecks and stuff like that?
On the beach? No, that's like
But
find
they
like
get washed
jewelry,
up.
like people like
Oh,
lose
yeah.
their... Yeah. But dude, I'd take that thing out in the woods.
Yeah. Speaking of woods, I'm on a roll today. I was on YouTube earlier. I was working on our other job, and I just get on YouTube and listen to stuff while I'm doing it. And I came across this video about this guy named Forrest Fenn. And
Go on.
he's reportedly hid a treasure now inflated at $10 million.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
He wrote his own memoir, and so he's known for he sold stuff to like presidents and stuff like that. Like he was a artifact dealer, and he's still alive.
How old is he?
He's like in his late 80s right now.
Oh shit! He better tell somebody where it's at for
I know, but so he wrote this book, and in the back he wrote like a poem, and he said there's 9 clues in the poem, and so people
Stop it.
no, and people have started searching since 2009. He released the book.
Damn it, he did that in 2009 and people still haven't found it?
Still haven't found it.
So it's like a cryptic
4 people have died trying to find it. And then
Can he be arrested for this?
No. What has he done?
Good point. I don't know.
And he has so his he reads the blogs like Reddit and all that stuff. Like he's really keen on what's going on. And he like made
Does he like give people clues?
he made it like a PR thing and something like that. It was like someone was 300 feet away from it, but they never found it. They like gave up. Yo, how pissed would you be?
I would go back to that spot.
But who knows who it was? He's not saying who it was exactly.
Or at what point.
But they said that the biggest guess, like, because there's all these in the poem, there's like this river, like it's somewhere in Yellowstone.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. And
Well,
people
if you know that it's somewhere in Yellowstone.
camera. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
I was
does it say,
watching
like,
a video.
what
There's
the-
40 pounds of gold.
Is it buried?
Nope. It's apparently they're saying it's somewhere like in a cave, like under all these rock formations.
Okay, well, if you know that it's in Yellowstone and you know that it's in a cave, like,
It could be buried. I mean, but they're assuming that it's in a cave somewhere, like tucked away behind these rock
okay,
formations.
so 40 pounds of gold.
40 pounds of gold, an ancient piece of Chinese art, like jade, like a big jade sculpture, probably like the size of an iPhone 8, like just pure jade.
Is that expensive?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're talking about like stuff that's 4,000 years old, maybe 3,000 years old.
What else?
And I forgot the other thing, but
Must not been that important.
yeah, those two things. 40 pounds of gold, though.
That's all the gold in the United States.
Yeah. Yo,
That's a lot.
I'm quitting my job. I'm going to Yellowstone.
Dude, think if you made that your job, how it just every single day. So you spend eight hours a day at work. Every day, you spend 8 hours combing through every inch of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
How long would it take you until you found it?
I don't
If
know.
you looked at every inch, and I mean every inch,
Yeah.
like every tree, even spots like it wouldn't be. How long would it take?
I don't fucking.
That's what I want to know, because if it's worth it, if you said it's worth 10 million,
Yeah,
and it only
'cause-
takes you 5 years,
because the guy in the video was
that's
like,
worth it to me.
the guy in the video was like, yo, it might take like 10,000 years. And the girl that was with him was like, someone was already 300 feet away. Like, they're going to find it.
And if it's in Yellowstone, hello, okay, will you look up the square footage of
They
Yellowstone?
said they're assuming. So a lot of it's like,
How many acres is Yellowstone? Look it up real quick.
She said it was 3,400 square miles.
Okay, 3,400 square miles. So do you think it's a realistic
But he
thing?
said it could be anywhere on the. So he said he put it in the Rockies. So it could be in Colorado. But a lot of people are assuming, like through their investigations, because the rivers.
So it's not 100% in Yellowstone.
no.
But it is in the
They're saying
Rockies.
it's in the Rockies, but you figure the Rockies go from Montana all the way down to like Arizona to an extent. Like the Grand Canyon's still part of the Rockies.
I'm trying to find a cheat to this because, like,
You're interested.
yeah,
That's fucking
did
crazy.
he say when he hit it?
2008-ish. So it's 10 years.
So he hid it somewhere. So whenever
So
he
the reason he
hold
did
on,
it-
time out. When he actually hid the treasure, it was in 2008.
Yeah. And then he wrote the book.
And this man,
2009.
okay, and so in 2008, security cameras exist.
Not in Yellowstone.
You just said it wasn't in Yellowstone. I'm just saying
Oh, yeah,
security
yeah.
cameras in general exist.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got detectives out there that can find all kinds of like weird shit. Like, if I was a detective, if you're a detective, start digging into this. What's this guy's name?
Forrest Fenn.
Because, it's going to take a really long time. You look through every year, see where this guy drives, see where he goes. If he goes anywhere, I mean, you'll have leads at least.
Yeah, so in 1988, he was diagnosed with cancer, and he came up with an idea during his illness to hide a chest full of treasure for anyone to go find. He filled the chest with treasure containing gold nuggets, rare coins, jewelry, gemstones, everything, and he intended to hide it at the end of his life nearby with the treasure as a legacy.
Nearby?
However, he survived his illness and waited till he was about 79 or 80 to hide the treasure. Prior to the treasure hunt, Fenn found himself at odds with the FBI with federal antiquity laws, and they raided his home in 2009 for artifact looting in Arizona, but he wasn't charged because he didn't do anything wrong. They thought he did something wrong. So he's just like this fucking crazy old guy. He has, Chief Joseph?
No.
Well, he's a really like famous Native American chief. And he has his like original peace pipe that's worth $2 million in his house. So this guy's like a crazy old man who just hid this treasure.
Dude. How have I not seen anything on this?
I'm a YouTube head. I just saw a video and I was like, treasure? I like treasure. Who doesn't like the Goonies? Who doesn't like finding the treasure? And I clicked on it, and now
you said you saw it on YouTube, but you've obviously dug into where it is like it's like a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It's not, you're just not getting punked.
No,
dude,
this is crazy.
Dude, this is crazy.
You want to go? Let's go.
See, I don't really have like the skills, but like if I was a detective, like so like top tier like crime scene investigator, whatever. Like, like we're solving this murder. All this kind of shit you see on TV. Yeah. Those people really exist, like, and even like in our government, there's like detectives and shit. Like, but I guess if you're like that high up, like $10 million isn't really shit to you. But it'd still be cool to go on a fucking treasure hunt, make a movie.
Yeah,
there's already been a movie.
Look at the Goonies.
I told you I haven't seen the Goonies.
Any movie, any treasure. The Mummy.
The Mummy. We're just talking about a bunch of like real life movie scripts right now.
Or even like Without a Paddle. Remember that movie?
I remember that.
Where D.B. Cooper.
It's a nice, whatever.
Yeah. How crazy, dude! That person that and so they're like, the guys in the video, the guy and the girl, they've like been calling everybody, and they're like, so like how do you feel about it? And they're like, at this point, like it's not even about the treasure, it's about the hunt. And like, this has consumed my life. There's a guy.
What if there's not really a treasure though?
I know, that's the shitty part, right? But like, there's some guy was like, I fly from Scotland once a year to Yellowstone, and I spend a week in Yellowstone searching Yellowstone, and then I fly back home to Scotland, find more clues.
That's kind of, I mean, that's no different than fucking playing the lottery.
Yeah,
it's
and you get a hike out of it.
Yeah, it's positive, exercise.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
You got anything on your mind?
No, dude, you're doing a great job. You were all gassed up about today. You wanna get into what's been having you worked up?
You wanna set it up? You set it up.
First off, I thought of this quote while I was in the gym today.
Okay.
I just want to share it with you.
Dig deeper.
No, I did tweet that. I go on Twitter rants in the gym. It's like I get the endorphins flowing, and I'm just like, yes.
I got a 30-second break.
so I tweeted dig deep, that in all caps. That wasn't the
I'm yelling it.
That wasn't the thing though. Hold on, I'm gonna have to read it. Damn it, no, I can't. It said, let me pull up my Twitter real quick because I forgot. Short term memory loss.
Close the Insta Live.
Why?
Because we're gonna record this thing,
we got
dude.
People watching.
Who's watching?
One person. The tweet I said, always be the hardest worker in the room, but never the smartest.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I think that's good. Someone might have already said that, but that was an original thought that came in my head.
Yeah.
So like right now, I'm the hardest worker, but I'm also the smartest. So I'm in the wrong room. So I gotta go. Damn, I should have closed like that. That's what we should have closed with. That was a good ending. Okay, but so sometimes in life
gives you lemons.
No, sometimes in life, things don't turn out to be what we expected,
Yeah.
which is normal, and it's all good and fine.
Yeah.
And sometimes in life we make mistakes,
Lessons are learned.
and lessons are learned. But one main thing that I've learned in my 23 years is that you got to own up to your mistakes.
Yeah.
And you got to own up to, things that you did wrong or things that you maybe handled wrong.
Yeah.
And if you've made someone feel a certain type of way, the thing is, you can't control how you make someone feel.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, I didn't make you sad. Or
Yeah,
I didn't make you mad.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying anybody's done that, but you're finding yourself feeling a certain type of way because of an interaction you had.
Yeah,
recently.
and you also can't control, like, if someone makes you feel a way and they come back at you, because it's always a two-way street.
Oh yeah.
So like,
You feel things, other people
and then
feel things.
you can't control how people react. Like reactions are, so.
Yeah. So you got something that's
Yeah,
been weighing
so-
on you. What's wrong, buddy?
So we're not going to say names, and we're going to keep it as vague as possible.
Okay, go for it.
But for the last month, I've been talking to a girl that was connected to me with a mutual friend
Okay.
that I used to work with.
And you started developing feelings for this girl?
Yeah, so we talked.
Sorry. Sorry.
You're such a dick. We talked for about a month, FaceTime text, like pretty much at all times. You saw me. You live with me.
You're sprung up, dog.
Yeah, she was dope. She is dope. She continues to be dope.
You said he is dope?
She.
You said she, and then you said he, and then you said she. You switched.
She.
Okay.
I still think highly of her. She's beautiful. She's hardworking, just from knowing her.
I hear a butt coming.
Funny, adorable, and we were on the same page, and that's what I thought. We spoke about our families a lot. I mean, you'd see me at home. Like, I'd be on the phone with her for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I just said you were sprung.
And we talked a lot about like what we would want out of a relationship if we were to pursue it.
Mm-hmm.
So she isn't that far from Portland. But far enough where like it would be a long distance thing.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm checking our levels. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Tell your story, dog.
So I try to make it a point where I was as open as I could be, because it's been a minute since I've been in a relationship, and I was like, I want to be trustworthy and open. Yeah. I was like,
That's the Army slogan.
Yeah. And in my experience, she was just a little bit more shy than I was.
Which is fine.
It's
You can
fine.
be shy, yeah.
Totally. So anyway, last weekend, if you listen to the podcast, you kind of teased like, what you doing this weekend? And you laughed. But she came last weekend, and we partied. The first night we all went out drinking, played pool, had fun. Who is...
Pay attention, man.
I know,
Come on,
sorry.
focus.
And then Saturday,
We went out.
Saturday we had to
Things saw
work,
you.
which was unfortunate.
We had to work,
Yeah.
which is fine. Go
Oh.
see the city.
Yeah. So yeah, I gave them the house key.
Okay.
She brought our mutual friend.
Okay.
So I gave them the house key, gave them full trust of like, this is my place. Like, yeah.
I am missing a few things, though,
What?
by the way. I don't know if it was them,
No.
but
Them who?
you said you gave them full trust or gave your key.
Oh, shut up.
I'm not missing
My
anything.
guitar is missing. And then we went out Sunday, saw the World Cup, took them to the zoo. It was hot as fuck though on Sunday. So like, camera.
Is
And
my
then-
camera even rolling?
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at
Always
it.
worried about your team. All right, go ahead.
And then, but over like starting Saturday and then Sunday, I felt like the vibe had changed a little bit, and I kept asking like, "Is everything cool?" Like, and
Which it's classic. No fault to you. It's classic mistake on your part.
okay, how so? Explain it to me.
Ladies, you can weigh in on this. If we got any ladies on the Instagram, or if you want to just shoot us an email or something on our socials, that when you hear this, from what I've learned, girls don't like it when you're constantly like, "Are you okay? Like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? Are you okay? You okay?" Sometimes you just gotta let them breathe. So that might be one thing.
Okay.
Go ahead, continue.
So anyways, going back to my point, like, this is the first time so I met her a couple years ago at an event.
You don't remember it, so it doesn't
I
count.
barely remember. So this is the first time we'd met.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to be as open, and if we were going to do
you want to
this,
be yourself.
yeah. So I was just like, is everything cool? And she was like, everything's fine.
But you're saying the vibe switched on what, day 2?
Yeah, like middle of Saturday.
Okay.
And then Sunday we did our thing. She barely talked to me all day.
I find that interesting.
Yeah, like we talk here and there, but like it wasn't a lot.
On Sunday, I noticed.
You were hungover, so you weren't really with us on Sunday.
Wait, what day are we talking about?
Sunday.
What happened on Sunday?
World Cup.
World Cup. Yes, I do remember this. Okay, World Sunday. World Sunday. World Cup. I did notice that you seemed a little. Your vibe was like antsy. Like I could tell.
Yeah.
Like I could tell something was off.
Yeah, because I was like, if I had done something wrong, then I wanted to know before.
Did she say that you did anything wrong?
Before she had left. And I wanted to address it because if we're here right now, and if this is going to be a long distance thing, I wanted to address it face to face rather than over FaceTime or text.
So let me ask you this. You said everything was fine on Friday.
No, that was Saturday afternoon.
Everything wasn't fine on Friday?
Everything was fine.
That's what I just said.
Oh.
And you said no.
Oh, yeah.
Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Okay, listen to me. Engage, focus.
Yeah.
Everything was fine on Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, you wake up. When you wake up, is everything fine?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we go to work. They go hang out. So was it after? What did the vibe change when we started hanging out after work? I'm assuming.
I think so.
Okay, so she could have just had time away from you.
Yeah.
To reflect on her first reaction to meeting you for the first time. And in all fairness, she could have been like, I thought I was digging in, but I'm not.
And that's totally fair.
But if that's how you're feeling, that's what you got to say.
Exactly.
Right? And from what I'm understanding, she's not saying that. She's kind of beating around the bush.
Mm-hmm.
So what if everything was fine on Friday and then Saturday morning, what could have changed? Did you do something before you left on Saturday morning? Did you say some dumb shit?
No.
I mean,
I say dumb shit a lot, but I cooked breakfast, hopped in the shower, and we went to work.
Maybe you cooked. Maybe she didn't like your breakfast.
Maybe. Man, that could have been it.
Maybe you're a shitty cook, dude.
Maybe,
That's
dude.
a deal breaker, man. That's we figured it out. See, I'm glad we talked this out. You do not know how to cook breakfast, dog.
No, maybe I don't.
Hey, you make her laugh, you make her breakfast. So I'm not trying to hijack your story. This is serious business. Keep going.
So they took him to the airport on Sunday night, and then Monday morning I texted our mutual friend. I said, "Hey, something seemed off. Is everything okay?" She said, "No,
Everything's not okay.
She's a little like annoyed." I said,
Oh fuck.
I said, "What is it?" She said, "It's not for me to say. You need to talk to her." And I said, "Okay." So I texted her, didn't hear until later. And
Hold on a second. We have someone weighing in
Who?
on Instagram. My cousin Michelle.
she can hear me all the way from over here?
Yeah, have you ever used a phone before?
I'm just saying that mic's not good.
She said, I'm trying to get this in here. She said she definitely decided that her feelings weren't the same in person, in my opinion. Peace emoji.
Peace. And that's okay, but
Yeah.
you need to tell me.
Yeah. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
And so
I keep derailing you.
I'm not going to say the full text and everything, but essentially like camera. She said I was a little too physical for her liking. Not like Ike Turner beating her. Like I would never put my hands on a woman.
Right,
like,
right. No, yeah. You're too like sexual.
affectionate, maybe.
Affectionate. Okay. So were you like doing like, cause I'm this way with my girlfriend. It was a problem when we first started. She was like really into like PDA, you know, like wanted to like kiss in public and like hold hands and stuff. And that's just not me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm like feeling a little loose, like I might like slap your ass or something.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't like holding hands, I feel like, and like being like. Ugh.
I think two things. One, I think that's naturally me.
Yeah.
And two, it's been a minute since I've been in a relationship. Like
so
I've been with.
You're finding the groove.
The groove. And if that wasn't what you wanted, again, it should have been expressed.
Let me ask you this: whenever she first got here, or before she visited, at any point did you say what you just said to me? Were you like, "Hey, I haven't really dated anyone in a while. You know,
yeah,
like, I might be a little rusty, like with like moves."
Well, I
and
said
stuff.
I was like, I told her like we talked a lot about like when our last relationship was, when her last relationship was, like, and all these things, and so, I guess my first point here is me just venting.
Before
and again, if this person is listening, like, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry. You're not saying, you're talking through your feelings. You're not sitting here saying anything
owning
bad.
up, like you said in the beginning, like owning up, like, I'm sorry I made you feel this way, and
Listen,
it wasn't my intention.
You're not talking to her, okay? You're talking.
Point one is, especially if this is a long distance thing, I feel like affection is important when that person is there with you.
Yeah, if you're in a long distance relationship, which you guys weren't. This is the first time you
exactly.
met.
Like, but if it were going to be,
but hold on. Here's what I want to find out. Was she saying that she doesn't like the PDA and you do, or was she saying that you wanted to jump right into physical activity?
Let me continue. Hold on.
Because these are two different things.
Yeah.
I'm holding up three figures. The pinky kind of creeps out sometimes. All right, go for it.
But part of it was like I wanted my friends to see like how into this person I was. Who's that? Carlitos.
Go ahead.
But more importantly, like in my head, I wanted her to know how into her I was. Like, cause
and you were showing that through affection.
Yeah, I was like, I like holding your hand. I like being at the bar and being like, this is who I'm riding with. Like, this is the girl right now. And if that was too much, then I'm sorry. Like, but
hey, no, stop. I'm gonna stop you right there. No, why are you sorry?
I don't know. Maybe I'm not.
Take it back. You're not sorry.
I'm taking it back.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
Don't be sorry for that.
So, yeah. And especially, like I said, with the long distance thing, like if it were going to be a thing, like we got to capture those moments when we're in person.
Right.
So, second thing is I was reading before this trip, there was a radio person I follow. And she's like a motivational speaker too. And she said like everyone needs to stop saying it's fine or it's okay when it's not. Like we need to own those feelings because it's important to realize that by saying it's okay, you're pushing away these feelings. So when I've asked, I wasn't like every 10 minutes, like, is everything okay? Is everything okay? Like I asked over the weekend, maybe 4 times in 36 hours.
I feel like that's a lot.
That's a lot?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You only, if you ask a girl if something's
wrong. But it wasn't like in your face like, hey, I know something's wrong, you better tell me. It was like,
well, why would you do it like that? I'm not thinking it was like that. You were like,
because some people are like that. I want to make it clear I wasn't like that. I was just like,
oh, yeah, no.
We were watching TV at one point and we're all laughing, talking except her, and she was on her phone on Instagram. Like,
oh, I know that struggle.
And then I looked at her and she looked at me and she had these eyes and I was like, is everything cool? Like, do you want to talk? And she was like, no, I'm good. And I was like, okay. And then I left it. I was like, okay.
Okay.
And with any new relationship, like it's hard to tell body language and mannerisms because you're just getting to know someone, and especially if
and you gotta keep in mind this is the first time you met this person.
Exactly.
So you're taking a shot in the dark here.
Yeah.
So is she.
I could be completely wrong. I guess these are just my feelings.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
you're the one with the podcast.
I guess
you're the one that gets to share your feelings.
I guess my biggest thing was, okay, it's not fair how I made you feel, but it's also not.
You're still beating around the bush right now.
Let me fucking get to it. Shut up.
Get to it then if you're gonna get to it.
It's not fair how this person just left and I can't communicate with them and they have been kind of ghosting me for the last week. Like I'll get.
Or she's ghosting you?
Kind of.
Interesting.
And so it's not fair how this is making me feel because I don't know. She hasn't expounded on her thoughts. Expounded.
I was about to dig at you, but go ahead.
Like,
Expanded, yeah.
I got one reason why I was in the wrong, and we haven't had a discussion more about it. And I don't
say it.
I can't fix it if I don't know what exactly I did.
Okay.
And for this person to get on the plane, go home, go back to work, and do all these things, and like beat around the bush over text message, and not even want to FaceTime. And we've made 3 times this week. We're going to FaceTime, and hey, in an hour, cool, nothing. Hey, after the show, no response because she like watches this TV show, and it's like, how can I fix it if I don't know exactly what is wrong? And that's just not fair. I feel like.
Okay.
If you tell me there's a problem,
I'm gonna guide you a little bit here. You said that her reasoning that you're saying of why she doesn't want to do this anymore is because you're too physical. That right? Am I right or am I wrong?
Possibly. Well, she like made it a point, not a point, but like she said, I'm still trying to figure this out.
Okay, which is fair.
Yeah.
She doesn't know you. You don't know her.
Yeah.
Okay, which is completely fair. In no way is this a bashing session on this.
No.
You're just sharing your feelings. But I'm trying to help you. Her reasoning was she said that you jumped straight to physical.
But that was
right.
Yes.
I mean, don't say yes, but is that it? And she's not talking about the PDA. Is she?
And maybe other things.
Okay, which we don't have to dive into that.
No.
But to like, I see both sides because your defense, you're like, hey, I'm excited. We've been talking about this for weeks. Mm-hmm. Like, you're here now. Like, let's go. Mm-hmm. And then she was wanting a different type of connection and maybe like ease into it, which is totally fine. Like I said, you guys do not know each other. So you're finding that like balance, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're you just have to be clear on like what you want, it sounds to me like you are being, but if she's not being clear, like if she's not giving you like the straight up like, hey, I thought this might be something I wanted, we tried it out, it's not for me, I like you as a homie, you know, like, but it wasn't, you're not my person, you know, like I don't want to,
and that's okay, but you need to tell me.
But she needs to tell you. Which I understand both sides because I've been an asshole before in my life, and I've ghosted people, which I'm not proud of. And I've also been ghosted, so I see both sides. But it'd be dope if you guys could just, you know, if she doesn't want to continue things with you, if she would just be like, hey man, here it is in black and white. Yeah, I'm not into you like I thought I was gonna be. Yeah. And then boom.
And that's okay.
And then you have a mutual respect because she said it straight up. And then she has mutual respect because you get it. It's like, hey, now I can move on to other things. She can move on to other things. You know?
Yeah, but
what?
Going back to it, like, I still want to know exactly what she meant.
She might not know. She might have got here, had really fun on the first night. We're drinking, partying, and everything. Woke up the next day, spent the day with her friend, and been like, started talking and been like, man, you know, it could be.
But then cut the cord. Thing. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to be strung along, especially over the last week, over text message when like before the trip, we FaceTimed every night.
Put your eyebrows down. Your eyebrows are too high right now. Your eyebrows are way too high.
I do. That does happen.
Dude, yeah, you get your eyebrows way up there and start pushing your hat back.
And I guess the last point I wanted to make for myself is like, she's younger than me. I'm not, and I say this a lot on the podcast, but like, none of us are getting younger, and I deal with.
She might have heard last podcast where you were talking about wanting to have a baby. And shit. She's like, oh, yo, I am not ready to have a baby right now. That's what he's trying to do.
No.
Damn.
And every day I try to practice a little self-love because I'm not always in the best mental state, and you know that.
Wait, self-love, like what?
Like just self-care, like mental
health.
Yeah.
Got you. Take it easy there, buddy.
And both of us work really hard, you and I.
Every day.
We both put in 50-hour weeks, maybe more. And I don't have time
For bullshit.
And like these long text messages when it could be solved in a 10-minute.
Oh, dude, I hate.
And that's my biggest
those.
frustration is like, if there's a problem, and there was a problem, let's deal with it over FaceTime and not over text message, because we're both so goddamn busy. Like you and I, and she's busy, and it's
Dude, long ass text messages.
I don't have time for that. And we from the start, I'm going to try to be as open with you as possible. And she was like, I'm down. And so it's like, now we're back to text messages like we're 14 and I don't have time for that. And like, I'm trying to be.
Have you said this to her?
I can't. Like,
why can't you?
I did say it.
You can say, hey.
At one point, I think I said something. I'm not.
If you can't.
I'm not putting the text messages out, but like.
You don't have to, but just say, if you can't communicate with me, then.
I said at one point,
You don't gotta read your text messages, buddy.
I just said I need to deal with this like face to face if it's not over FaceTime. Essentially, I was like, we're both busy, like,
okay.
And that's just my biggest thing is, if she doesn't want to be strung along, I don't want to be strung along, and you don't have time, I don't have time, she doesn't have time. Like, everyone's busy, and we're not getting younger. And if this isn't what it is, then I need to move on, and you need to move on.
There you go.
And so that's just been my frustration for the last.
You want her to be there. Maybe she doesn't know yet. Maybe she doesn't know if she likes you or she wants to be with you. It could be long distance. It could be your breath stunk. It could be you're bad at making eggs. Who knows? It could be those big ass ears.
Big ass ears. So that's just been like what's bothering me over the last week. And
well, I'll say.
And I still think so highly of her. I think she's dope.
Okay.
But
Well, maybe she'll hear this and she'll reach out to you.
Maybe.
But other ladies that are listening, if she doesn't reach out, what should he do? Hit us up on our Instagram.
Slide into my DMs.
Hit us up on our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook, or shoot us an email if you're feeling long-winded. TSITRpodcast@gmail.com. Honestly, buddy, do you want my advice?
Sure. I mean, we got time on the podcast.
Okay. My advice is from my past experiences, which aren't always good things to judge off of. But
laugh.
I think that she probably like was all gassed up before she came down here, had fun the first night, thought it over the second day, and was like, I'm not as into him as I thought.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to like hurt you, so she's probably just like trying to like, because I've done this, and she's probably just trying to like let you down easy, gas you out until you're finally just like, fuck this, I'm not texting you anymore.
Yeah.
You know? So that might be what she's trying to do, which is shitty. Just be like, hey, I don't want to be with you. Sorry, dog.
Yeah, but
hey, man, maybe you take that step. Maybe you're the one that's like, hey, this is too much stress.
I did that this morning.
So you cut ties?
I kind of. I was like,
no. So
I'm not putting my text messages. I don't remember.
No. I'm just saying, you can, just like she can put a definite into it, so can you.
I said,
you don't have to say your text messages. It's fine. But you can end it. You just be like, hey, this isn't really what I thought.
Yeah.
Like, you're not who I thought you were. So I'm folding.
Yeah. I guess one of the biggest things in my head though is like, if there was a mistake, I want to learn how to.
You've already said that.
I know.
We don't need to be saying.
And so that's why I just want to know.
Okay, well maybe here. So if you could say one thing, you're just like, hey, tell me what I did wrong so I can be better for the next time. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Okay, which that's fair.
Yeah.
But just because I've asked people.
Yeah.
I've been like, hey, it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird thing to ask. It's like, what did I do good? What did I do bad? How can I like be better for the next person?
Yeah.
Which is, it's weird.
Or even just, how could I be a better man? Like,
or just a better person.
Yeah.
Which is totally reasonable. But I really want you guys to write in TSITR podcast at gmail.com.
Or Any other way.
If you're the person that's listening to
You can write a Facebook message.
shoot him a. Oh,
Who's calling?
that's Bobby. He's FaceTiming me. I can't be FaceTiming and going live and doing a podcast at the same time. I'm sorry.
Don't ignore it.
Oh, I can do. Oh yeah. Boop.
Oh,
That ended our live video. We didn't get to save it.
Can you save it right now? Anyways, yeah, write in again one more time, tsITRpodcast@gmail.com. You could Facebook message us. We do have a Facebook page, TSITRPDX, as well as like Instagram, Twitter. We have an account. Any way you want to reach out to us. And if you want to just message me directly, Magic Mijo.
Boy.
Yeah. On all socials, pretty much.
Yeah.
Twitter. And you're sad though.
Why am I sad?
You wanna
Oh yeah, I talked about it last. Fish is playing tonight and tomorrow.
Your voice changed.
And the next day. And it's like 3 hours away, and I'm not gonna be participating. So yeah, that is what it is. Hopefully they'll all live to play another year, and I'll be able to manage my money better.
Yeah.
God, son of a bitch. I was not thinking about that, and then you just... I'm sitting here this whole podcast trying to build you up. It's like, hey, it's okay, it's okay.
And I just tear you.
Damn, son. That's what it feels like to be a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the podcast. That's just been what's weighing on me.
Well, I'm glad you got to get it out.
Thanks, man. I wanted to like ease into it, kind of.
Dude, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Listen, if you hear my voice right now and you are not following us on Instagram, first off, if you don't have an Instagram, what are you doing? Second off, if you have an Instagram and you're not following us, please follow us if you want to hear the follow-up to this, because this person is going to... Well, she might not.
She might not.
She might not. She might just be like, hey, fuck you, dog. I'm ghosting your ass. But she's going to hit you up, I'm assuming, to just be like, hey, man, heard the podcast. Not feeling you. Sorry. And then you're like, boom. But either way, once that happens, I'm going live on our IG to fill the people in. Because they don't want to wait until next week to hear.
IG Live. Dude. IG Live.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying...
Follow us, TSITR PDX Instagram.
Yeah, I said that already. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, you tried to love it, didn't you? You tried to do that. Yeah, ooh, baby, you tried to love her ways. She said, not today, sir.
Boy, if you don't get... God. Anyways, you guys have a great weekend.
Oh, man.
I'm going to Bend for the first time this weekend.
Bend is cool, man.
I've never been. I'm excited.
You should go to the Blockbuster.
Yeah, the last working Blockbuster.
Last running Blockbuster in the United States
is in
Bend, Oregon.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to go.
I got it, yeah.
And then post it up on our IG. We're going to give you guys all kinds of content.
Yeah.
You're going to find out what Mijo's girlfriend said, or soon to be, or
just person of interest.
Person of interest. You're going to find out what she said, if she likes him, or if she
doesn't.
Did you see
the last Blockbuster? And I want to living the sweet life. My mom's down in Bend with this family that she tutors one of the kids.
But you got to get on Instagram and take a picture of the last standing.
Yeah. But I'm saying I want to be staying at this like really nice resort, which I'm kind of excited about because we live in a dump. For a day, I get to live the life of a multimillionaire.
Dude, this got AC probably.
Oh, dude. You saw pictures. I saw.
Yeah,
dude, my mom showed up. She sent me, look at this plane. Look at the plane she flew in on. Dude, my mom came from middle of nowhere, Guatemala, and she flew private to Bend. Look at this fucking plane, bro. Look at that.
It looks like an airplane, dog.
I know. It's private. We made it. My mom's made it, man. Middle of nowhere, Guatemala, and now she's flying private to resorts.
Flying on private jets to 5-star resorts.
She got picked up like a rapper, bro. Fucking Mercedes Sprinter. You can see that? My mom's balling, dude.
Oh, man. All right, dude. It is currently 2:25 on a Friday, and I have not eaten a single meal today, so we got to go.
Yeah. You go tell them the weather, too.
We got to go.
It is 2:25.
Yo, I got to go. I got to eat. I'm sorry.
All right. Have a great weekend. We love you. Thank you for listening. And
Socials, TSITR, PDX, Instagram, Twitter, email, TSITRpodcast@gmail.com. Mine, Claybird, PDX, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Mijo, Magic Mijo. That's it.
sounds like an auctioneer.
Yeah. Boom out. All right. Peace.